I want to tell you one of my favorite stories. It's from a book called Small Miracles, and it's true. So there were a bunch of rabbinical students, and they didn't have too many breaks during their day. To be a rabbi studying to get smicha, it's hard work, and they would only get one break a day. Late in the afternoon, most people would take a little time, hang out with their buddies, schmooze, have some conversation. And there's two guys, and they're sitting right outside of their little yeshiva, and they see a hearse, meaning to say a grave being brought through town. And normally, this is not something you see every day, but if you see it, you see a bunch of people carrying on the way to the cemetery. But in this case, there was just the carriers and one escort. And they're staring at this. And they're, first of all, thinking, what are they doing in our part of town? And the second thing they're thinking is, how sad. Only one person escorting the entire person's life, and only one person. And they decided, you know what? This is a mitzvah. This is a rare opportunity to fulfill the mitzvah, the good deed of escorting the grave to the end, to the cemetery. So they decided they're going to call the entire yeshiva. Hey, they're all on break at the time. Let's go. And they all escorted it together and walked a good half hour until they finally made it to the cemetery. And then the rabbi shows up and he sees this huge yeshiva and he's like, wow, amazing. So, and he does the ceremony and all's well. And then he asks, how did you guys know about this person? And they say, well, actually we don't. We just saw it coming down and we decided we'd do a good deed. And he looks at the yeshiva. He asks them which yeshiva they were studying. And he is in shock. So what's the story? This woman who had passed away, she was a lonely recluse in and out of psychological wards her entire life. But her father was a man who 60 years earlier had decided to buy a plot of land and donated it so that it could become a rabbinical seminary. Their rabbinical seminary. And while many times the rabbis wanted to honor this person, he's very, very humble. He didn't want kavod. He didn't want anything like that. All he asked was that the yeshiva should look after his only daughter. And indeed, the rabbis in the yeshiva did try to fulfill that promise. But eventually this woman, she didn't want to have much to do with the yeshiva anymore. And she went her own way. She broke connection with the yeshiva. And so it seemed like the connection had been broken. But little could anyone know that many, many, many years later, it would be ordained that her grave would happen to pass through the exact yeshiva that her father had helped found. Amazing. Amazing providence. Good deeds are never forgotten. Have a great day.